What's going on, guys? Destiny 2 update 7.3.6. Destiny 2 dev team, I just covered a video on the Into the Light stuff and the gameplay and the recap from that. So if you haven't checked that out, go check it out. But we're going to dive straight in here. So these are all the changes that are coming with Into the Light. Let's get started. So activities. Crucible. Update the playlist tooltips to correctly display which matchmaking style is used for each mode. Fixed an issue where the special ammo crate collection was incorrectly displayed in the announcement, one picked up by the boss talk. Can't speak right now. I added the hardware modifier to the Crucible Labs for testing. Added a sound effect for the special ammo incoming announcement when special ammo crate was about to spawn. Okay, cool. Little changes there. Competitive removed survival and Encounter and Rush from the competitive playlist and replaced with 3v3 Clash and Collision. Okay, we'll see how that plays out. Collision updated the zone placements for Boss Talk and Dead Cliffs. Updated several special ammo crate placements: Vault of the Flame, Anomaly, Endless Value, Eternity, and Multiplex. This, yeah, they seem to be messing around with special ammo, which I think is great. See what lands the best. I have been loving the changes recently, so, I'm not sure if I'm completely down for them testing it in trials, but, you know, we'll see. Clash. Replace the special ammo meter system with special ammo crates for 3v3 Clash. Enable a unified competitive rule set for Collision and Clash. Game length 10 minutes. Respawn 7 seconds. Revives enabled. Special ammo spawns 4 crates, 6 seconds shared. Heavy ammo not shared. Expand the not swap modifier to cover changing ammo types in either your kinetic or energy slot midlife. Okay. So yeah, this is, I don't know if this was needed. This is basically where, you know, if you have a special ammo in your kinetic slot and you switch it to your primary, like, you lose ammo, it will drain your energy, your super energy. I don't know if this was necessary because it's like, I don't know. I guess it's fine. I don't think it's gonna matter too much unless you love, you know, switching your stuff throughout the entire game. Just kind of pick a loadout, I guess this is what they're saying. Trials post-game drops will now reward the weekly weapon. For the first 2 weeks, special ammo crates variants will be tested in trials alongside the not swap modifier. Okay. We'll see how that plays out again. Raising dungeons. Quota's end. Fixing an issue where all players could die and wipe at the same time that quota is defeated, awarding loot but not awarding completion of the encounter. Keystone Crypt. Fixing an issue where shooting the Atrax replication attached to a player would cause ammo to spawn. Oh my god, I remember that glitch. Yeah. Warlord's Ruin. Fix an issue in the jail puzzle where the glaive projectiles and bullet ammo arrows could not hit targets consistently. Fix an issue with the ogre encounters where the warden knight on the right side of the stage would not spawn totems consistently. Improved respawn placement in the room with the giant, take an orb, and flying debris hazards. Yeah, nice. Val Disciple. Adjust some visual effects in the final encounter to mitigate the photosensitivity concerns. Free roam. Fix an issue that could cause players to crash after Asino Walker public event. Fix an issue where the loud volume spike could occur when exiting the Finch vendor screen on the phone mode. Did they ever fix that issue where you jump and, like, your UI goes crazy when you talk to a vendor? I think they kind of fixed it, but yeah. Maybe it's here. UI. General. Fix an issue where player could spam, click to give accommodations to other players that left their activity. Fix an issue where directly launching a quest from the quest detail screen wouldn't always launch the player to the landing zone closest to the objective. Fix an issue where the dawning emblem icon displayed no background. Fix an issue where the legacy button on the character selection screen was not working. Fix an issue where the Iron Banner legacy ornaments were missing. A reward required sound. Fix an issue with the stasis subclass category icons at the Extra Stranger LC vendor were using void iconography. Fix an issue where the icons for the trials auto rifle, strike grenade launcher, and dungeon pulse rifle relentless were facing the incorrect way. I noticed this. It was bothering me. I was like, what is going on? I was just like looking at my vault and I was like, wait, these weapons are facing the wrong way. I was wondering if they're gonna catch that. Fire Team Finder. Reduce the size of the Fire Team Finder banner in the roster screen. Add an animation to a listing when successfully submitting an application. Improve notifications for applicants and join requests to the roster contacts when players don't own the required game content. Players will now be able to see all players that are included in the application to help make a more informed decision on applying or joining listings like that. Good. Improve the way listing settings and filters are stored for quicker listing creation. Fix an issue where pressing the reset or join settings filter screen did not reset options. Fix an issue where a random select button appeared in the Fireteam Finder application screen. Fix an issue where spamming buttons could load an empty activity screen. Fix an issue where the wrong selection screen appeared in Fireteam Finder when using the activity launch screen while already in a Fireteam. Finally, fix an issue where the accept application pop-up would shift when attempting to accept applicants. All these changes here are great. Fireteam Finder did seem a little buggy. I do use it a decent amount. And I'm just happy that these changes are here, because especially some of these top ones, because it was just weird. I don't know. I feel like people just still don't know how to use it, even though it's kind of intuitive and it's just buggy and doesn't work. It's just not great. Localization. Fix an issue with text overlaps and alignment for various languages with the Guardian Oath screen. Fixed front issues for some languages in the Summon Fireteam button. Gameplay investment. Okay, this is the real stuff right here. Armor. Extended the handling bonuses granted by Lucky Pants illegally modded holster buff by 2 seconds so that it lasts until the out-of-luck debuff is activated. Okay. Fix an issue where a visual bump would occur when overload artifacts were triggered. Fix an issue where weapons that can change the element type were benefiting from multiple surge bonuses at once. I did not know this existed. Like Hardlight and Borealis. Fix an issue where the intrinsic perk Warlord Sigil used an incorrect term for freeze. Weapon archetypes. Here we go. Auto rifles. We knew this was coming. Precision. Decrease base damage by 5%. Okay. I mean, yeah, it is what it is. Hand cannons. Precisions. Increase base damage by 6%. Okay. Is this? Yeah, this is just blanket changes across PvE and PvP. Is interesting. This hasn't been done in a while. Usually they go only PvP or PvE, but you know, this is just blanket changes, which is, we'll see how this plays out, I guess. Adaptives. Increase body shot damage by 1% and critical hit damage by 4%. Improve the stats of Luna's Howl and Melee. Okay, yeah. So this will be great for these weapons. Kind of bring them back, because I know we got back like spare rations, and you know, Rose was able to come back just because, you know, its stats were kind of juiced up. Got the grip on the Origin trait, so it makes it a lot more usable. But older weapons just fall off a cliff because of how, like, you know, power crept everything is. So this will be nice. Pulse rifles, rapid fires. Increase body shot damage by 3.5% and critical hit damage by 1%. Lightweights increase body shot damage by 6% and critical hit damage by 3%. Adaptives increase body shot damage by 5% and critical hit damage by 2%. Refs improve the stat of Blast Furnace. Nice. Again, you gotta make these weapons feel good if you're gonna bring them back. Scout rifles, rapid fires increase base damage by 2%. The machine guns. So yeah, there's little blanket buffs. We'll see how pulse rifles and scout rifles feel later, but we'll see. Lightweights improve the stats of Recluse. Nice. I know Master of Arms got a crazy nerf. Obviously, it was too crazy to begin with, so it's now more in line. But to the point where, especially in PvE, I'm probably not even going to try to get Master of Arms. But I think that, you know, Master of Arms will still be good in PvP. But something like Frenzy, where it's like 20% damage buff, and you get increased reload and stability and range, it's like, yeah, it just doesn't even compete with just a, you know, 20% damage buff. But bows, lightweights increase damage by 6%. You know, Leomorc and Wisher are not affected in this change. Again, don't think this is going to really move the needle for me, but we'll see. Shotguns, precisions, corrected a rounding issue that would cause precision shotguns to require 1 extra pellet to kill a max resilience guardian. Yeah. Breach grenade launchers. Here we go. This is what I'm looking at. Increased direct impact damage by 40%. This is, again, a 15% buff, as they said here. So I still don't think this is a crazy buff, honestly. I kind of did some damage testing with Mountaintop and kind of looked at its old values and what it's doing now, and it's still just not the same. But you know, I think we're just gonna get to a point here where rocket launchers, you know, they're just slightly better than grenade launchers, and they're just gonna slowly creep up grenade launchers more and more until they're at the same level, and then suddenly grenade launchers will be better, something with like a seasonal artifact, and then we'll have a grenade launch meta. It's coming for sure. We'll see what the big changes are in the final shape, but reduced Disorienting grenades radius for both damage and disorientation defects by 15%. Increase the mountaintop's PvE damage to make it competitive with other breech-loaded grenade launchers. They don't say how much, so we'll see. Do some damage testing, I guess. Reverted a change from Season 12 that made the mountaintop less accurate while airborne. Again, they decreased the damage to compensate for this, I think. And they said they didn't want to one-shot, yeah, so we'll see how this is. Because this is just, like, horrible. It's unusable, essentially, in the air. Heavy grenade launchers increase the stats of the edge transit. Yeah. Exotics. Updated perk descriptions to include subclass verbs for the following weapons. These weapons already had this functionality, but it just wasn't explained in the perk description. Gunshot, Proless Lance, 1000 Voices on Leviathan's Breath. Yeah. Great. Yeah, this is great because, you know, just kind of expand that vocabulary. List for the Worm, increased total amount of ammunition from 18 to 24. Again, I don't think it's going to make that much of a difference. I mean, obviously, you have bigger reserves, bigger total damage, but it's like this weapon already has the biggest total damage in the entire game, and now no one uses it. So the new perks aren't crazy either on the crafted version, so I don't think it's gonna be that viable unless, you know, we get into a raid with really long damage phases, and, you know, then you could use it. But even then, like, still, I don't know, I just can't. I don't know. I can't imagine it. 1000 Voices increase the total ammunition from 7 to 11. Reserve mods, okay. Yeah. Or before reserve mods, yeah. So we'll, yeah, and then reserve mods will stack on this. So we'll see about that. Quicksilver Storm increase the shots needed to trigger rockets by 50%. This weapon was so good, and I didn't even use it that much. I used it a lot when it came out. And I pulled it out there and here. I don't know if it's necessary. It did feel a little strong compared to other exotic auto rifles, but why? They just left it, you know, with all this busted stuff. Like, did it really need to be done? Probably not. But reduced, yeah, and then reduced grenade area effect damage versus combats by 37.5%. This is fine because no one really used it for ad clear. In my opinion, it was more for single target damage. So, the last word, increase base damage by 6%. Oh boy. Forerunner, increase base damage by 6%. Okay. All right, perks. Reintroducing Dares of Eternal Weapon perks that were previously removed. This can now roll with new weapon drops or be added to shaped versions of the weapon. Master Arms reduce damage bonus from 20% to 15%. Yeah, I don't know. We'll see. Magnificent Howl. Precision final blows grant stacks, and reloading converts stacks into Magnificent Howl rounds that deal greatly increased damage and have additional range. Getting a precision kill with Magnificent Howl active converts an additional round. Okay. So this, basically like Hawkmoon, except you need final blows instead of hits, and you need to reload. So, yeah, I still think Hawkmoon's gonna be better, and it has to be because it's an exotic, right? Unless it's absolutely busted. But you know, we'll see. It's legendary, different slot, so we'll see. Micro Missile, redesign the perk to be a weapon intrinsic. It's rebuilt to do less direct damage versus players, but with geometrically more self-physics impulse. Will change, I guess. Returned its PvE damage to be competitive with other breech-loaded grenade launchers. Yeah, again, they said that already, so we'll see how that turns out. Increase its leader speed slightly. Since this is now an intrinsic on Mountaintop, Micro Missile has been replaced with Rampage in the first it saw on old versions of the weapon. Okay. Interesting. For mobility, fix an issue where its perk was causing the Slammer Sword to get stuck on the strand damage type. Omeleon. Fix an issue where the overflow in the magazine could break the Omeleon origin trait. Deconstruct will no longer activate on Scorch, Threadling, Stasis, Shatters, and full damage. Okay. Slice. Fix an issue that could easily cause Slice to lose stacks when shooting an enemy with a weapon that has a rapid rate of fire. Headstone. Fix an issue where the headstone's cooldown was using the wrong icon. Headstone now uses the standard icon cooldown icon instead of Stasis buff icon. Okay. Yeah, so these are all blanket changes, and then here we got some Crucible only changes. So we'll see how that goes, I guess. Reduce flinch taken by all primary weapons by 15%. So maybe snipers will see a bit of a comeback. It's basically impossible to snipe right now, but yeah, we'll see. Sunshot, increase precision damage by 11%. Great change. Never really used it, but you know. Witch Ender, reduce base damage by 5%. Again, this is only Crucible. Forerunner removed the critical hit damage bonus that was supposed to be just for primary ammo sidearms and replaced it with a 6% global base damage bonus. Corrected several weapons getting the wrong ammo amounts for either special ammo crates or meteor systems, including buried bloodlines and some fusion rifles. Okay. And these are pretty good changes. Yeah, these are I would say these are all great changes. I hate Witch Ender team shooting. It's so dumb. Alright, other fixes. Fix an issue where reprised Dreaming City weapons cannot obtain the rare shader Burnished Dreams or other legendary shader Blue Shift Dreams. Okay, these are just little fixes. Yeah, these are just Dreaming City weapons. Shaders, nobody really cares about those unless you really want them for some reason. Fix an issue with the last right Skyfall had an incorrect appearance. Fix an issue where the Xenology quest incorrectly stated that having an exotic cipher would prevent rewarding another, despite the player being eligible. Yeah. Yeah, I remember that used to be a thing, I think, but now it's not. They changed, increased the size and everything, so it's great. Fixed an issue where the Rotocore was using the incorrect stat group. Fixed a photosensitive issue with Outbreak Perfected. Fixed an issue where Mountaintop and Jochin's hipfire reticles were not centered. Oh, yeah, forgot about that. It's nice, I guess. I don't think it's gonna change anything, but fixed an issue where Vengeful Whisperer, where an arrow was visible when holstered and stored on the player's back. Fixed an issue where the updated Dreaming City weapons were not appearing in collections. Fixed an issue with notifications specific to the coil would appear in Riven's Lair and abilities. Use the Colossus Strand Fragments. The Pukapon by 200 Strand meditations to 100 Strand meditations. So this is a great change, especially the final shape. You know, being able to run all these different subclasses, or the prismatic subclass, I guess it's called. You know, letting people access that more. Fix an issue with the overload or anti-barrier capabilities granted through artifact mods or subclass keywords could reduce ignition damage created by some weapons. Okay. Guardians Pursuits fix an issue where completing the 2023 Mountaintops Moments of Triumph Moments of Triumph title did not count towards the appropriate Guardian rank objective in general. Last but not least, fix an issue where Dares and Wellspring Fire Team Finders would try to launch the salvage activity. Fix an issue causing the chill out finisher effects to persist after the finisher ends. Fix an issue that was causing the Ascendant Realm sky to block out the Dreaming City skybox in certain areas. Fix an issue where players could regenerate skimmer energy in midair by resummoning their skimmer. No, they fixed it. I thought it was a feature, like low key. Now you can't fly across the entire prophecy dungeon, I guess, guys. So, you know, it was coming. You know, these things were like no reason to use another sparrow. Like, yeah, it makes sense. They put it last so you wouldn't see it, but you know, it had to be done, I guess. Unfortunately. Alright guys, that's it for today's video. Hopefully it wasn't too long. I went over the preview recap for Into the Light and the final shape. That's posted. Yeah, pretty good changes, I would say. I think, you know, obviously the weapons buff for Mountaintop, we have to see how those are gonna play out. I think auto rifles, reduced damage is gonna be pretty good. I'm for that. And I don't know if scout rifles and pulse rifles are gonna come back. Probably not. You know, some weapons right now are just so strong. I can't even. Yeah, I don't see why. I'm still using my summoner. And you know, I don't think too many of these changes are gonna change much. I think the biggest changes we have to see are gonna be the grenade launcher changes, especially with Mountaintop and Edge Transit. And then we have to see how, you know, Recluse feels. but I think that's going to be the majority of the changes, for weapons at least. That's it for today's video. Hope you guys enjoyed. Peace.